I never thought a family barbecue would turn into the night that changed everything between me and Jake. We grew up together in Houston, two cousins who couldn't be more different. He became a rodeo star, all swagger and spotlight. I became a firefighter, the guy who shows up when nobody else wants to. That Saturday at the Brazos County Rodeo, Jake made sure everyone knew which one of us he thought was more important. The smell of smoked brisket filled the air as he stood there in his custom boots, telling anyone who'd listen that I wasted my life running into burning buildings for a paycheck that wouldn't buy his belt buckle. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I share real stories from my years as a firefighter, the moments that test us and shape us. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these stories. Trust me, what happened next at that rodeo is something I'll never forget. Now, let me take you back to that night. The rodeo grounds were packed, thousands of people squeezed into the stands under the Texas stars. My wife Sarah squeezed my hand when Jake started his routine, loud enough for our whole family section to hear. He pointed at me with his beer and said firefighting was just a job for people too scared to take real risks. Said I played it safe while he faced down 2,000 pounds of angry bull every weekend. My uncle laughed. My aunt looked away. Sarah's grip got tighter. I didn't bite back. I'd learned a long time ago that Jake needed to be the hero of every story. Besides, I knew something he didn't. Real courage isn't about 8 seconds of glory. It's about the hours of training, the protocols you follow when your heart's trying to pound out of your chest, the moments when you choose someone else's life over your own comfort. But you can't explain that to someone who thinks bravery is entertainment. The bull riding ended and families started wandering through the vendor stalls and carnival section. The night air was thick and warm, filled with the sound of country music and kids screaming on the Ferris wheel. I was trying to enjoy a funnel cake when I smelled it. That specific scent that makes every firefighter's head snap up. Burning electrical wires mixed with cotton and wood. I looked toward the far end of the carnival area and saw the first wisps of smoke rising from one of the game booths. Most people didn't notice yet. The music was too loud, everyone was focused on their fun. But I was already moving, my training kicking in before my brain fully processed what was happening. Sarah called after me but I was running, pushing through the crowd, my phone already out to dial 911. By the time I got within 50 yards of the booth, I could see orange flames licking up the back wall. The structure was old wood and canvas, basically kindling. And then I heard it. A sound that stops your blood cold. A child screaming inside. The game booth operator was trying to spray the fire with a tiny extinguisher, completely overwhelmed. People were starting to panic, running in different directions. I didn't have my gear, didn't have my crew, didn't have anything but my t-shirt and jeans and the knowledge that every second counted. I grabbed the operator and shouted over the noise, asking if anyone was inside. He was in shock, couldn't answer clearly. The child's screaming got louder. I didn't wait for more information. The front of the booth was engulfed, so I ran around to the side where the flames hadn't spread as thick. The heat hit me like a physical wall, and the smoke was already dense and black, the kind that steals your oxygen and your visibility in seconds. I pulled my shirt up over my nose and mouth, knowing it wouldn't do much. My eyes were already burning, tears streaming down my face. I dropped low where the air was clearer and pushed through the entrance. Inside was chaos. Stuffed animal prizes were catching fire, falling from their hooks like burning meteors. The wooden counter was blazing. And there, huddled in the back corner, was a little girl, maybe 6 years old, frozen in terror. She'd been playing back there when the fire started, hidden behind the counter where her dad worked. Now she was trapped, surrounded by flames that were spreading fast along the walls. When she saw me, she screamed louder, too scared to move. I crawled toward her, the heat so intense I could feel my skin starting to burn. The structure was groaning, ready to collapse. I called out to her, keeping my voice as calm as I could manage, telling her I was going to get her out, that she needed to trust me. She shook her head, paralyzed. I had maybe 30 seconds before the whole booth came down on both of us. I lunged forward, grabbed her, and pulled her against my chest. She fought me for a second, then went limp, her small body shaking. The way I came in was already blocked, flames shooting up to the canvas ceiling. I saw a gap in the side wall where the fire had burned through, creating an opening. It was our only chance. I covered the girl's head with my arms and drove through the gap, feeling the flames catch my shirt, the pain sharp and immediate. We tumbled out onto the dirt, and I rolled us both away from the structure. 3 seconds later, the entire booth collapsed inward with a shower of sparks that lit up the night sky. People rushed toward us. Someone threw a blanket over me to smother the flames on my clothes. The little girl was coughing but breathing, no major burns, just smoke inhalation and terror. Her father appeared out of the crowd, sobbing, taking her from my arms. Paramedics arrived as the fire trucks pulled up, my own crew among them. My captain took one look at me and started barking orders. I had second-degree burns on my arms and back, my lungs felt like I'd inhaled sandpaper, but the girl was alive. And there, at the edge of the crowd, was Jake. His face was white, all that cocky swagger gone. He'd seen the whole thing, watched me go into those flames with nothing but determination and training. When our eyes met, something shifted. He pushed through the people and dropped to his knees next to me. He didn't say anything at first, just put his hand on my shoulder while the paramedics worked. Then, so quiet only I could hear, he said he was sorry. Said he'd been an idiot. Said he finally understood what real courage looked like. I spent 2 days in the hospital. The burns healed over the next few weeks, leaving some scars on my back that Sarah traces with her fingers sometimes when she thinks I'm asleep. The little girl, Emma, made a full recovery. Her family visits us every year on the anniversary, bringing homemade tamales and gratitude that never gets old. The rodeo set up a scholarship fund for first responders' kids in honor of that night. Jake changed too. He still rides bulls, still loves the spotlight, but he started volunteering with the local fire department's community outreach program. We don't argue anymore about whose job matters more. He gets it now. Heroism isn't about the audience or the applause. It's about the moment you choose to act when everything in you wants to run the other way. It's about the training that turns fear into muscle memory. It's about knowing that someone's tomorrow depends on your today. That night at the rodeo taught me something too. I'd always done my job without needing recognition, but having my family, especially Jake, finally see me for who I really am, that meant something. Not because I needed his approval, but because it closed a gap between us that had been there since we were kids. We're brothers again now, in the way that matters. Thank you so much for watching this story all the way through. It means the world to me that you're here. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had a moment where you had to prove yourself to someone who doubted you? Or maybe you've been the one who had to change your mind about someone. Share your experience below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I've got more stories coming that I think you'll connect with, real moments from the fire line that show us what we're capable of when it counts. Until next time, stay safe out there, and remember that real strength is often quiet until the moment it's needed most. Take care.